Why hello all, welcome back to another video. Today we are back with more art tips since you guys absolutely supported the crap and loved my last one. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how I personally draw eyes. I know that eyes are something that's different for a lot of artists, so they draw their eyes in a very specific way, but I'm going to be teaching you guys how I personally draw eyes and how I put my characters' personalities into what their eyes look like. Now, the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is basically the two different kinds of shapes that I'll use to make the base of my eye. The first shape that we're going to talk about is what I call the fish shape. And this is the shape that I often use for male characters, characters who tend to be more distrusting of people, characters that tend to be more mean, things like that, just because they look more narrowed and tend to give sharper features, which is helpful for a lot of different things like I just stated. If you guys want more details, I can give you those in the comments below. But to do a fish shape with an eye, you're going to start with a straight line that kind of curves toward the end, and then a curved line at the bottom. And that's kind of the first shape of the eye. I drew it a little crooked here. And one thing that I like to do with these particular eyes is draw a straight diagonal line down from where the point is, so that the point ends up here. And it kind of gives you that sort of look, as you guys can see, with the little diagonal straight line that almost turns the oval shape into a shape with a flat line at the end, and that can kind of give that almost angrier or more like distrusting or mean look. And then something else I like to do is super exaggerated eyelashes. Doesn't matter who my character is, doesn't matter how fancy or just atrociously extravagant they are, they're gonna have fancy eyelashes. And with these eyes, I tend to exactly make a little fishtail with the lashes so that it kind of looks like that. Maybe add some bottom lashes. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day. The lashes on a character change depending on who it is and what I want them to look like. An innocent character, more innocent or naive character may have more bottom lashes, just because it tends to make a character look like, you know, less like they're more naive, and a less innocent character may not have those and may have more of like a back heavy lashes like this, so that it kind of gives them that look of, you know, just I kind of see it as almost the look of like Heathers from, well, Heathers. And so that's how I draw like a fish eye. The other kind of eye I like to use is called, what I like to call it at least, the classic eye. Two big old round curved lines like that. And boom, you have an oval. Oftentimes, I use this for characters that are more childlike or naive to a point of not understanding how the real world looks. I'm going to be flashing up some examples of what these kinds of eyes look in drawings on the screen for you guys. But these characters often, to me, that have this kind of eye, just look more like, you know, they look kinder, they look more innocent, they look sweeter to me, so I use it for younger characters. I use it for characters that have been raised or brought up in a place that's not super dangerous or anything like that, so they tend to have that more innocent look around them, things like that. And then also, I do have that kind of art style where I add super thick eyeliner looking line art to every single eye. You don't have to do this is just how I choose to draw eyes. You just kind of want, if you want to just kind of communicate the shape and exaggerate some lashes, that's perfectly fine. But I tend to add the thick line art. And one thing that I will tell you guys about doing this kind of art is I have a small hack for it. If your character is facing head on and you're trying to make the other eye match, I have a hack for you of how to do that without having to hand draw the other eye and suffer. So if you have in your drawing app, at least this only works for digital artists, if you have in your drawing app a tool that looks like this, or it might have this symbol on it, that's called a lasso tool, you can use it to circle the other eye, go into your layers, copy, get off the lasso tool, and then just paste, and it'll let you flip around the other eye, and move it however you so please. And then boom, you have a matching pair of eyes that you just drew, and you didn't have to worry about making the other eye match. You can just do it like that. Now, a lot of poses that you're going to be drawing are going to have your characters at an angle so that their eyes aren't going to be completely matching, because one is going to be more on the side of their face and is going to be a little more scrunched, and I also have a hack for that. So I'm just going to paste this eye again. We're going to move it up here, and I'm going to use this tool right here, this distort tool. Now, you're not going to want to just distort how the eye looks and then continue on. It's not going to look super great if you do that. You are going to have to do a little bit of drawing editing depending on the angle your character is at. But oftentimes, if you just scrunch the eye and turn it kind of diagonally, it ends up looking more like it's on the side of the head, as you can see there. And oftentimes what you're going to want to do is make the point of the eye a little longer to just kind of add that more angled effect on the other eye. Now, if you're here for finding out how to draw realistic eyes, I'm not going to be able to help you. But if you're here for how to draw more cartoonish eyes, I have exactly what you need, all right? And also, I feel like people tend to think that they have to be either super realistic with their eyes or super cartoonish and anime and super just like over the top with your eyes. Your eyes can be statement pieces without taking up half your character's head or being super, super realistic. And I often find that characters that have giant eyes or super realistic eyes that are in a cartoon style tend to look almost in an uncanny valley. So that's kind of what I do with the eyelashes there, is if you want a character to have statement pieces or draw attention to their eyes, make what's around their eyes. It might be scars on the face, it might be the colors of their eyes. Make everything around the eyes, make the eyes pop out more. You know, so you don't have to make them giant. You don't have to make them super realistic. If that's your art style, that's perfectly fine. But if you're trying to do that just to make the eyes stand out more, I just find that it tends to look, you know, a little out of place. And another thing that you can do to kind of make those eyes stand out more is add this little point corner piece. I just showed that on the other eye over there. But add that little point corner piece, and that kind of draws attention from the middle of the face, where the nose would be, out towards where the eyes are. And it depends on what you're trying to draw attention to, but if you're trying to draw attention to the eyes, I find that that usually works pretty well. I know this was a short one. I'm really sorry, and I know this came out a little late. I've been really busy, what with Halloween happening and everything, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want more tips and more ideas, let me know in the comments below, as well as if you have questions, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!